Good morning. So, Kevin, not able to finish, not able to record, I should say, his last two bouts in the Broad Street Brawlers and the Windy City fight card. I will go ahead and bring everybody up to date who's been following along in the American Boxing League. So Bernard Hopkins defeated Roy Jones Jr. in the 7th round TKO. So the middleweight fight there. The other two fights, Manny Pacquiao, Aaron Pryor, and McFarland, and I cannot remember the other boxer. Damn it, McFarland. Those bouts can be seen directly on Kevin's channel. Again, he was not able to record these, so he just sent me the box scores. So I wanted to, just follow up. So people who are following along the American Boxing League can find out. So Bernard Hopkins defeated Roy Jones Jr. and the heavyweight bout. Let's try this card. There it is. The heavyweight bout, Tyson Fury and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali ended up in a draw. Tyson Fury suffered a neck stinger in the 4th round. However, it did not. It might have adversely affected his chance of winning this fight, obviously, with a -2 points. But the reality is, Muhammad Ali and Tyson Fury ended in a draw. And let's go ahead and look at everything up to date. So this is through every one of my fight cards are all done. I've done every matchup on the schedule between the teams and all their fights. So I'm actually completely finished with the ABL. We're just going to be waiting for Kevin to wrap up all of his two teams' bouts against all of our teams. So I'll be sending Kevin the schedule. For some reason, he doesn't have the original schedule. But as of today, November 3rd, 2025, with an update of Ron and Kevin's first bouts, Antoine is 1-1-1 with 2 points in the standings. Dell is 0-2-1 with no points in the standings. You do not get a team point for draws as a team. Jason is 1-1-1 with 3 points in the standings because I have a win and a draw. So that should actually be 2 points. I take that back. So I have a mistake there. That should be 2 points. John has 2, so he should have 4 points in the standings as the draws. Oh no, we do get a point for a draw. So technically Antoine should have 3. Dell should have 1. So I got to update this. I have 3, 5 for John, and both Kevin and Ron would have 1. So anyway, long story short, John is technically winning based on points. So we're using points. This is just going to determine which manager gets the promoter's trophy. At the end, it has no effect on which boxers will fight for the titles. Boxers earn their right to fight for the titles. This would just determine which of us gets bragging rights as the best promoter in the business. Let's go look at records for now. Hopefully everybody can see this okay. I don't know how well this will come out. Hearns is currently 3-0 with 9 points. He gets, which means he's knocked out all of his opponents. Klitschko is 2-1 with 2 knockouts. Serdan is 3-0. He has had 1 decision, 2 knockouts. Duran is 1-2. He won by decision in 1. Hagler is 0-3, which is just heartbreaking for me as a huge Hagler fan. Mosley is 1-2. Mike Tyson is 0-2 with a draw. Sugar Ray is 1-1-1 with a KO or a win and a draw. Ambers is 1-2. He had a big victory in his last fight card. My boxer Aguelo is 3-0. Let's see here. Frankie Martin's 1-2. Tommy Ryan is 2-1. Floyd Mayweather is 2-1, looking pretty darn good. Jackson, my boxer, is 1-2. Joe Lewis is 1-1-1. Ernie Shavers is 2-1 with a couple of knockout victories. So among heavyweights right now, I have the best heavyweight. Klitschko actually though is 2 as well, 2-1. So we have, but Shavers defeated Klitschko in their head-to-head. Julio Cesar Chavez is 1-0. This is Ron's boxer. McFarland, this is Kevin's boxer. He's 0-1. Pryor, this is Kevin's boxer. Aaron Pryor, stud, 1-0. Manny Pacquiao is 0-1. Tyson Fury is Kevin's boxer with a draw versus Ron's boxer, Ali. And then we have Bernard Hopkins, Kevin's boxer, middleweight, is 1-0, and Jones is 0-1. And that's the entire stable of the ABL boxers. And right now, Cerdan and Hearns, John's are the only two, well, and mine, Arguello, are the only undefeated boxers. So at the end of all fight cards, the top two welters will fight for the championship. The top two lightweights will fight with the championship. The top two middles and the top two heavies. So it's a pretty simple playoff once we get to the end of all of this. So, and then of course records and standings. Standings. This are just the fight cards done. So again, I've completed all of my fight cards. Kevin has completed his first fight card. So Kevin got to fight his team against all of our teams, and then Ron's team against all of our teams. So we could probably split Ron's up between us, as I have all of these boxers for Ron's team. I purposely chose boxers that were in the FCB set so we wouldn't have to create boxers for Ron, because Ron, I selected Ron's boxers as Ron was unable to participate, but we didn't want to just cut Ron out. So I could also do some of these fight cards for Ron, and Kevin can focus on all of our fights in 4 dice boxing. So Kevin is running his team against all of us in 4 dice. That's how that's working. But you can see Dell and John at Caesar's Palace. That was a 6-1 decisive victory for John. Antoine defeated me in a 5-2 decisive victory. I defeated Dell in a decisive victory. John defeated Antoine in a complete annihilation, and Dell and Antoine ended up in a draw, and then John and I this morning ended up in a draw, and Kevin and Ron ended up in a draw. So right now, the fight cards have been really interesting. The last 3 fight cards that we've run, Kevin and John's fight card on the schedule. Let's go find that real quick. I've got to send these schedules back over to. For some reason, Kevin did not get this schedule in the, but let's look here. So next up, it should be Kevin and John. So this will be, so I've already run this one. Kevin just finished this one. I finished this one. Oh no, so it would be Ron and Antoine. So either I can do this one or Kevin can do this one. I'll talk to Kevin about that. But next up would be John, who is our, has 3 of our best boxers in the league versus Kevin. This ought to be epic. An epic round of 4 dice boxing right there. So that would be the next up. So fight card, Kevin and Ron would have been fight card number 2 on these records and standings. So this should say number 2, and I'll have to update that. At 2300 Pennsylvania Avenue, I believe, is where all of Kevin's bouts occur. So that's what's going on. But that should bring everybody who's been watching our ABL up to date. Unfortunately, Kevin is a full-time working man, and it's difficult for him it takes him a lot of time to record and upload the videos. So I don't blame him for wanting to knock him out, and I can try to keep everybody up to date best I can. So, all right, thanks for watching. This has been an update on the American Boxing League. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.